Thank you, Mary.
I'll be in touch.
Yes. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Moira, we're doing a training ride today. We're a few miles away from Loch Winnoch, and we might cycle almost there, and we might cycle back again too. Let's see. We might end up relaxing too much. Hopefully, we'll make it part of the way back. Hope you're well, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Love you.
Bye.
Welcome everyone. How lovely to see so many friends here. Thank you all so much for joining us for the launch of Bike2Malawi. The Mamie Martin Fund is a long established, almost 30-year-old charity which supports girls' education in North Malawi. And I'm absolutely delighted that we have several people from Malawi with us today. My screen is a bit kind of busy, but we will be hearing from some people both live and recorded from Malawi during this launch. So it's just such a great pleasure. We do like to cycle in the Mamie Martin Fund. I love the we, not all of us, of course, but mostly we do like to cycle. So that's absolutely great. And we're particularly delighted to have with us today Mercy Sibanda, who is our manager in Malawi. So welcome to those of you who are here on Zoom. Welcome to those who are watching it live streamed on any of the numerous Facebook pages on which we're so sophisticated. The reason we're so sophisticated is we're being very ably supported by the Scotland-Malawi Partnership. Otherwise, it would be a complete guddle, but it is not a guddle. So Bike2Malawi is, it's a project, a biking project that the Mamie Martin Fund is doing in this centenary year. It is 100 years since Mamie and Jack Martin got married and went to Malawi. And we are recreating that journey. So today we're going to tell you how we're recreating the journey, how you're going to share your distances with us, and basically how the whole thing will work. So the first thing then we want to do is we want to hear about the journey that Mamie and Jack Martin made in 1921 and about their life. And we have a video about that from Marriott, the eldest granddaughter of Mamie and Jack Martin. And we're also glad to have Willie Sinclair with us. Do you want to give us a wave, Willie? And Willie is the grandson of Jack and Mamie.
I remember my grandpa, Jack Martin, quite well. He smoked a pipe. He could do the Scotsman crossword really quickly, and he used to read Latin and Greek just for fun. He wasn't very chatty, and he didn't show emotion. But today, what I'm talking about, the person I'm talking about, is Jack Martin, the young man, newly married to Mamie and setting off on their new life together in Nyasaland. Now, I've got a wee notebook to show you. Quite soon I was going to go into the Stirling University Library in the archive, Mamie Martin archive. But just now I'm going to share something from it. Before I do, I must just mention, I quite like a list. My daughter quite likes a list. Helen likes a list. My mother, Margaret, she quite liked a list. And evidently, my grandmother, Mamie, quite liked a list. Look at this. Beautiful handwriting That's some of the clothes that we're going with her to Malawi. Jumpers, 1 white woolen, 1 black crepe, 1 helio silk, 1 crimson and white. Blouses, 4 square, 1 white and blue, and so on. And at other places in the wee book, the handwriting is different. I recognise this handwriting. That's my grandpa's handwriting. Not quite so pretty. And I think this is a list of things to take with them from home. Gun and cartridges, organ, 4 bookcases, 2 tables, 2 deck chairs, 2, card table. And then at the back, also in Jack's handwriting, and I think this is probably him picking up information from other more experienced travellers and missionaries on the boat. 2 pounds of marifat lasts for 2 weeks. 1 60-pound bag of sugar lasts for 2 months. 1 8-gallon drum of oil lasts for 2 months. 1 70-pound bag of salt lasts for 2 months, and so on. Household supplies he's talking about there. Very interesting. And now here are Jack and Mamie's own words. I think this, first of all, this is Jack in 1921, just arriving in South Africa. We had a splendid view of Table Mountain as we came in and saw the whole of Cape Town and the bay. Although it was 8 o'clock when the customs were finished with us and it was too dark to see much, we went through the streets trying to realise it was Africa. So we have set foot in Africa and now feel we are missionaries and not travellers. And now, here's Mamie reflecting on the scenery that she's seeing. But this time they're on the smaller boat, the Empress, as they're going up the Shiri River up into Malawi. As time went on, the scenery became more mountainous and the air cooler. We knew that we were rising rapidly. The trees were all putting forth leaves, either green or that pinky shade, like young oak leaves. Mount Mulanje, towering into the clouds, is higher than any Scottish mountain, more than 10,000 feet. And here's my favourite. This is my favourite. This is from Grandpa, from Jack. This is on the 21st of November. The water of the lake is pure blue, very lovely after the muddy Zambezi and the sea at its mouth. The first night we put in at Monkey Bay on the peninsula at the south end of the lake. Next day we put in at Kotakota, the old slave market. After sailing past Bandawi, morning found us 20 miles further up the lake at Nkata Bay, a beautiful double bay with 2 sandy beaches. Here, on the 15th of November, last Tuesday, did all our wanderings cease, and we were at last within the district that is to be our home.
Thank you so much, Marriott, for that. And Mamie went on in Malawi to realise how disadvantaged girls were compared to their brothers and cousins in Malawi, and she devoted herself to the education of women and girls, and so it is that work that 100 years later we pick up, and we're very honoured to do so. So we want to move and to hear a little bit from Malawi now. We have a couple of videos from Malawi, but I see we have Shadrach here. Craig, can you tell me, do we have anybody else? Do we have Mercy or Remy whom we were expecting? Not that you're not an important person, Shadrach, just coming to you.
I don't believe they're here yet, no.
That's absolutely fine. We all know about connectivity. Shadrach, I know we didn't prepare this, but you're a great friend of the Mamie Martin Fund. When you worked with the Malawi-Scotland Partnership, without you, Mercy couldn't have done her job and learned to do the things that she did. You were a huge support to us, and we have become Mamie Martin Fund, and you and me personally, and you have become friends. Would you like to greet us and to say anything about the Mamie Martin Fund's work in Malawi?
Yeah, thank you so much, Moira, and the entire team. Once again, my name is Shadrach Nguruwe. I used to work for Malawi-Scotland Partnership before I left last year in June. I'm now with Education Department of the CCP Synod of Livingstonia. My experience with Memi Metin Fund dates back to my secondary school days. I was at Livingstonia Secondary School, and by that time, that is from 2007, I knew Mami Martin, but I didn't know the people involved in Mami Martin because we had girls being sponsored by Mami Martin Fund. So we could just hear, I'm on Mami Martin Fund bursary, I'm on Mami Martin Fund bursary. But by then, I didn't know what exactly it was. Until I left secondary school and started my work with Malawi Scotland Partnership. And in fact, with the Malawi Scotland Partnership, my first Mzungu to meet was Moira. Yeah, as soon as I joined Malawi Scotland Partnership, I was privileged to meet Moira. During that time, it's when I got to know more about Memi Martin Fund, about the work of Memi Martin Fund, the girls they sponsor in different schools. By then, it was schools under the CCP Synod of Livingstonia, but now I understand they have expanded to government school. That is, they have one more school in Mzuzu, and they have also extended the sponsorship to St. Mary's in Kalonga,
That's
which
right.
is under the Roman Catholic. I would say it's a very great initiative, considering the fact that we have a lot of girls from disadvantaged or ultra poor housing or families who cannot afford to have school fees paid or have the required education, but they are brilliant, they are up, they are intelligent up there. The coming in of my Martin Fund is a relief to girls. I know a few girls who have been sponsored by Memi Martin Fund. They have completed their university education and they are doing great work. For example, we have a lady working with 500 miles. I know Martha, who is also working with the Synod of Livingstonia Education Department under a Scottish government funded project in Katabe, which is very commendable work. And a lot of the girls I know are doing. So this is really, really great. And I like that you are taking more initiatives to raise more funds, to sponsor more girls. In Malawi, we believe that when you sponsor a girl child, you've educated, if you educate a girl child, you've educated the entire community, the entire country. So it's really important. It's really great that Mami Martin Fund is striving to sponsor girls. So I'm one of the people in the sake of Mami Martin Fund to have witnessed or experienced how Mami Martin is doing the great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. And of course, you do great work as well in your voluntary time. Shadrach runs a girls' football team, a couple of teams, and they provide quite a lot of support. And even just now for girls setting up small business, young women setting up businesses. So Shadrach, as well as his day job, which is actually with the Scottish funded project now, is doing a lot of the same kind of work. So we appreciate that, and we greatly appreciate knowing Shadrach, of course. Now I've been communicating with Remy and with Mercy, who've been trying to get in and have been failing, and so I've resent them the Zoom link. So hopefully they might pop in soon. So expecting this situation. We have Mercy. Mercy Sabanda is our manager in Malawi.
This is just to say thank you all the donors, all the supporters of Mami Martin Fund for the job well done, for the support that you send to Malawian girls for their education. You know, without your help, without the fundraising that is being done in Scotland, these girls could not complete secondary education. There are such type of girls that have parents, yes, some have guardians, yes, and even some are orphans, but these parents, guardians they cannot afford to pay their secondary school fees. And not only the fees, these girls lack a lot of things. For instance, their basic needs, maybe soap, sugar, whatever basic need that you might think of, they don't even have. So without your help out there, we can assure you that these girls could have never ever had a chance of completing secondary school education in Malawi. So all the girls say thank you for whatever you do for them, and may God bless you for whatever help that is being sent to Malawi.
The video, which is of one of the Mimi Martin girls, and in fact this is one of the Alison Cameron girls.
I want to find out from you, Gomezani Nyasulu. So what impact do you think this fundraising is doing towards your life here at Bandawe Girls Secondary School?
The fundraising is really doing a great job in our lives, in such a way that without the fundraising, we don't know where we would have been right now. Since our parents would have not managed paying the school fees which they are managing for us. You are working for us, which it is very difficult to others to do that. So, as for me, I want to thank you for what you have been doing, and you are still doing for us. I also want to assure you on behalf of my fellow students at Bandawe Girls that we will also perform well during our end of Form 4 exams, and you will also appreciate on how we perform.
Great. Now, Mercy can't get in for some reason, and I thought that I might call her here on WhatsApp. Craig, is that a good idea? And just see if she can kind of greet the meeting on audio. We're just going to try that and put on my speaker.
Hello, it's glad that all like the video. I'm trying to, but I don't know what's happening down here. I can't get through.
That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be kind of quite a short thing. So everybody here sends their greetings, basically.
Wow.
And they really liked your video.
I wish I can join.
I know. Sorry about that. Yeah. You know. And I have a message here. So Heidi's put in the chat to say hello, Mercy. You remember you met Heidi? She's from South Africa.
Yeah, I can't forget. She escorted me to the charity shops.
That's right. If in Stockbridge we have to do the charity shops, that's exactly right. Yes. Yeah, good. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. It's just kind of me talking, and there'll be a recording of the meeting, you know, so you'll be able to see that. But I'm going to see if I can get hold of Remy as well here on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye, Moira. I'll still be trying. Maybe I can join. I'll see how it goes.
Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Welcome.
Bye for now.
Hello, Moira.
Hey, Remy. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm very sorry you can't get in, but I'm in the meeting now and I have you on loudspeaker.
You have me in my loudspeaker?
I have you, that's right. So the meeting can hear you if you wanted to greet us.
All right.
And so do you want to say who you are in what is your job?
Yeah, sure. I would love to say that. Yeah, hello team. I am Remy Kamaga, who works for Karonga Diocese as the education coordinator, who is looking after all the education affairs within the Diocese of Karonga. In brief, the diocese has the 8 secondary schools comprising of 4 boarding secondary schools. And amongst the boarding, 2 of them are for girls only. 1 is for boys, and then the other one is for both boys and girls. Yeah, that is what I am, and I've been so impressed with our partnership with the Mami Martin Fund, which started the effecting possibly last year. But where Mami Martin is supporting some Mami Martin girls at one of our girls' secondary school, Karonga, St. Mary's Karonga Girls. These girls are quite happy with the support, and it is really doing a great job to them because now they can learn with ease and comfort. we appreciate this gesture by Mami Martin Fund, and we're praying that this partnership should go on and even grow bigger. Thank you so much, and I wish also that the exercise goes on successfully. The riding, if I had one bike, I would have joined the riding. I don't know where, but I think it would have been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Remy. No, we don't want you in the team because you have a motorbike and we couldn't keep up with you. Yeah. you're barred from our team. Yeah, no, in all seriousness, yeah, the Mimi Martin Fund greatly values our new partnership with the diocese, and the 6 girls that we support at St. Mary's Coronga are actually Alison girls, so they're part of the Alison Cameron Scholarship Fund, set up by the Scottish Government in honour of the work of Colin and Alison Cameron between Malawi and Scotland.
Yes.
And we, like you, we hope to take that forward in the future, and it's our great privilege to work with you and your girls and your colleagues. So thank you so much for joining us. And if you have Facebook, this is being streamed live on Facebook, and there'll also be a recording of it, and I'll send you the link to that when it's on YouTube. Right, I'm not cycling with him because he's got a motorbike. Okay, so next, can I hand over to David Hope Jones, and can I say how the Mimi Martin Fund is always grateful for the support of the Scotland-Malawi Partnership, as we are with the Malawi-Scotland Partnership. But for this launch couldn't happen in this way without their support. But David wanted to say something perhaps more generally about this kind of work. David.
Thanks very much, Moira, and hello everyone. I can see a number of good friends here, and I'm sure many more on Facebook Live. I'm David Hope Jones. I'm the Chief Executive of the Scotland-Malawi Partnership. Thanks for the opportunity to say a few quick words, maybe putting the context of Mami Martin Fund's work and this Bike to Malawi challenge in the context of the wider bilateral relationship, if I may. The relationship between Scotland and Malawi, probably as most of you know, goes back 162 years to Dr. David Livingstone. He fought vociferously against the slave trade at the time and treated those he encountered along the way with great respect and solidarity and friendship. I'll spare you all of the 162-year history, but suffice to say that there has been an enduring spirit of friendship and solidarity. It's been a people-to-people relationship, every much as a nation-to-nation link. And I think, from my perspective, it's in that spirit of friendship and human solidarity that in the 1920s, 100 years ago, Mami Martin started supporting girls' education. My understanding is that so far her work has transformed the lives of over 650 girls in the north of Malawi by offering them secondary education. And the challenge that we're going to learn more about today is, I suppose, the next step in that journey to reaching more people and supporting more people in Malawi. I honestly can't think of a better way of spending £10 or £100 or £1,000 than to invest in girls' education. As Shadrick said, if you support a girl's education, you're supporting a community's education. Now, over the last 12 years, it's been my immense privilege to see the human impact of the scholarships that we're talking about today in the north of Malawi. But also, it's been my pleasure to see the Malawi leadership that I suppose helps drive Mami Martin Fund. And for us in the Scotland-Malawi Partnership, that's absolutely key. We think it's crucial that there's a dignified partnership between Scotland and Malawi, with decisions made in Malawi and local leadership in Malawi. And that's exactly what Mami Martin Fund does. We've heard briefly from Mercy and Remy, and they do fantastic work on the ground in Malawi. I've known Mercy for quite a number of years, and I know she does a huge amount in Malawi to make it all possible. The Mami Martin Fund is predominantly volunteer run. It works close to the communities that it serves, and it's always learning. And for me, it's those three things that mean that it can achieve incredible results with astonishingly little money at times. And so for all of these reasons, we're really delighted in the Scotland-Malawi Partnership and our sister network, the Malawi-Scotland Partnership, to support the Bike to Malawi campaign. I was talking to Moira at the beginning of this event, and I think there were 52 people signed up, cyclists signed up, and Moira's going to tell you more about that in a moment at the start of the meeting. And a surprise for Moira, I'm delighted to sign myself up as the 53rd cyclist. I hope to cycle around 400 miles in the next 2 months in support of the Murray Martin Fund, and I'll be sure to use social media to keep people updated on how I get on. I really hope, in all sincerity, that you can join me together in biking to Malawi. It's going to raise fantastic funds to support girls' education in Malawi, but perhaps equally importantly, it's going to raise awareness of the Murray Martin Fund, of their message, of their story, and it's going to help ensure that next 160 years of friendship between Scotland and Malawi continue to go from strength to strength. So please don't lose any time. Sign up online, get on your saddles, get on your bikes, and be a part of the challenge. Back to you, Moira.
Thanks. Sorry, there was just a minor little blip there. We were doing grand. Thank you so much, David. Thank you. We really appreciate all of that support. Now, I want to move on now to telling you about how this is going to work. Okay, so we are cycling 10,679 miles. It's very interesting. A year ago, people would have got this. 18 months ago, you've gone, how do you mean riding to Malawi? Whereas now this has become such kind of common parlance, hasn't it? This idea of virtually cycling somewhere. So that's what we're doing. Andrea in a wee while is going to tell you about just exactly how that's going to work and such things. You sign up on, there we go. You sign up on Eventbrite and there's a link to it on the Mimi Martin Fund webpage. So on the Mimi Martin Fund webpage under Get Involved, there's a Bike to Malawi and all the links you need are there. And it opens today. It's opened in the middle of the night, and you can cycle wherever you wish and however you wish and with whomever you wish. And then you log your distances on the page every day, every week or whatever. And with Andrea, I've been able to work out how to put up the running total up at the top. And she's going to tell you how she's going to be managing all of that. So this is a screenshot of the registration on Eventbrite for Bike to Malawi. And you just, it's free to, everything's free. This is free, and we send you a t-shirt. I like my nice t-shirt. We send you a t-shirt, not if you're wanting a medium, I don't think, because I think we've just run out of those. But we like people to wear t-shirts, you don't have to. We like people to send us photographs, you don't have to. That's just absolutely fine. Now, when you go in, if you go into registering the Bike to Malawi link, you'll get that. But there's also a series of other, of some group rides that you can sign up for. And this is a screenshot of that. If you're in a group ride, then you are automatically part of the Bike to Malawi, not the other way around, of course, because the group rides, just to be safe, we're restricting that number to a total of 10. And so this is the event. When you go into the event organizer link, you get the selection of all of these. If you have registered and you've forgotten, or you're not sure if you've registered, you're going to get an email later on today with a link to the recording of this launch, and that's you ready, and it will confirm, like a recent email confirmed, if you're getting this, you are registered. But equally, you could ask any of us, that'd be just completely fine. Now, Daphne, who is here with us, one of our riders, and featured in the video on her e-trike. How cool is an e-trike? She had this idea of setting personal targets, like David was just saying, so that his personal target will be 400 miles. And so there's a table on the web page, just off the Get Involved Bike to Malawi, and then the next drop down is the segments that Daphne has set out with some kind of quite fun things going on. You could select those distances, but there is no, an individual doesn't have to ride a particular distance. If you ride 3 miles and you submit your 3 miles, good, that's fine, that's your 3 miles. If you do 1,000 miles, that's great, whatever. But a lot of people are thinking about having a personal target, and they're thinking about, they would quite like that target to be kind of part of the journey. So that's what these segments are about. That's kind of the whole thing. Now, how this whole thing goes together is is the brainchild really of Andrea. And Andrea is joining us today from her lab in the Crick Institute, but she's recorded this video for us because she anticipated that she might not be able to actually engage with an audio or a video. So I'm going to hand over to Andrea for an explanation about the map and the distance and the logging and all that. Thanks, Andrea.
All right, thank you, Moira. So as a team, our goal is to cover the entire distance from Scotland to Malawi, which is 10,679 miles. And we're going to do that by adding up our individual distances. I will be collecting your miles and I'll keep track of how far we've come together. So all you need to do is send me your distances. How will that work? Well, from today, you can find this button on the Mimi Martin Fund webpage. And the button will take you straight to our logging form. In the form, we ask for your name so that we can identify you, and then you can log your most recent distance. You can either log every single bike ride separately, or you can collect rides and log them all at once. It's really up to you. Just please make sure that when you log your distance, you also tell us whether you are logging in miles or kilometers, so that I can record the correct distance for you. And just as a side note here, we love to hear your cycling stories. So if you like, you can also upload photos, videos, or comments on your latest ride. But if you do upload something, please be aware that we may share your stories on social media. So if you don't want to appear in our social media feed, that's perfectly fine. You can just skip the upload. So when you submit the form, you automatically log your distances with me, and I'll add up everyone's miles to figure out where we're at. And if you also want to follow our progress, there is now a counter on the webpage that will be showing our current miles. And I will also be updating the map to reflect how far we've come. And that's it from my side. But before I hand back over to Moira, I just wanted to thank you all for being a part of Bike2Malawi. I'm very excited to finally get started and Bike2Malawi with you all. So thank you very much. And now it's back to you, Moira.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Without Andrea, this whole thing couldn't happen. She's just a genius. It's absolutely. So talking about this on social media, there's these hashtags, and so Bike2Malawi written like that, we hashtag, and then the links here, and there's a donation page. So you can make a donation or set up an individual donation page. It's a great thing. If you set up an individual page, you don't have to set it up and kind of ask people for money. What I tend to do is I set up an individual fundraising page, and then I just pop the link into my email. And there's a lot of people can't resist a link, you know, and they'll just kind of give you money. It does happen. I promise you, it does happen. This is more about kind of fun and profile raising than money, but you know, we do expect to raise a bit of money, and that'd be really nice. So before I move on to our outro video, I just need to thank a whole bunch of people. This was a team effort. Andrea's been involved in this concept from the beginning, and without her, this would never have happened. This launch would never have happened without Richard Robinson, who made all of these videos. I did collect over time. I collected some footage, and any of you who edit videos know how time consuming even making, you know, half a minute of a video is. So huge thanks to Richard for that, and a whole pile of other people, Jade and Craig from Scotland-Malawi Partnership. We certainly couldn't have done such a hopefully professional looking launch without you guys. Well, no, it's no, you know, we couldn't have done it at all. So that's really great. And I just suffice to thank you all for coming, for the interest you're showing, both the people here on Zoom and all of you people watching us on Facebook or watching the recording. It's been such a privilege to have you with us. Thank you for being interested in our story. And now let me play you the lovely video that Richard made for going out.
Let's Bike2Malawi!